with that, I'm going to mute everyone, and including us. And I'm going to kick it over to Sean, one of our safe routes to school coordinators, and they're going to read some stories. So I'll go ahead and put everyone on mute.
All right, can everybody hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, just making sure, get the technology right. So my name is Sean. I am a site coordinator at TransForm. This is my lovely wife, Alicia. She's gonna start us off today. She's got a cool book. I'll let her introduce it, and without further ado.
Thank you. Okay, adjustments here. So I am reading Joseph's Big Ride. And you know what? Let me just flip the screen so that you can see it just like I'm seeing it. There we go. Joseph's Big Ride. And it's by Terry Farish, art by Ken Bailey. So let's hear about Joseph and his ride.
Come.
In the refugee camp where Joseph lived, he wanted one thing: to ride a bicycle. Move this where you can see it. He watched a big boy named Dayu on his bike. He was fast as a lion, as tall as the sky. "Let me ride," Joseph said, but his feet didn't reach the pedals. "Tomorrow, hey," said Dayu. Joseph loved to help Dayu fix his bike. He fetched screwdrivers, twisted the handlebars, pumped when the tire went flat, and he waited for his legs to grow long. Every day, Dayu told him, "Tomorrow, hey." But then Joseph and his mama traveled far from the camp. They did not walk. They did not pedal. They flew on an airplane all the way to America. Joseph did not forget the bicycle. In America, Mama and Joseph lived in an apartment. Joseph watches this new world out the window. He hears basketballs, pat, tap, pa-tap. He sees street lights instead of a sky full of stars. He smells new food that is not like his mother's lentil stew. One morning he shouts, "Mama, look!" Beside a railing is a small red bicycle. They both lean out the window. Joseph says, "On this bike, my feet will touch the pedals." But Mama hauls him back. "We must prepare. School is tomorrow." Joseph pictures a schoolroom the way it was in Kakuma, with 100 children all shouting words the teacher writes on a blackboard. Here, he would not know the teacher. Here, he would not know the children. He would rather stay home with the bike. Here's the bike outside of the apartment, and that's him at school. Mama has none of that. She marches Joseph out the door on the first day of school. On the way, they see a girl with a whoosh of big curly hair whirl past them on the red bicycle. "Are you going to my school?" Whoosh calls. She points and he sees a building long like a river, but his mind is on the bike. He will go to school, he decides, because the bike is going to be there. In his class, Joseph does not find 100 children. He counts 1, 2, 3. When he gets to 18, he recognizes the hair. It's Whoosh. Through the window, he sees her bike. He is happy to see it and sits. At the end of the day, he races home behind it. At Joseph's apartment building, Whoosh drops the bicycle. She climbs backward up the stairs. She lives there too. What's your name? She calls. Joseph ignores her and kneels by the bike. Tomorrow, hey, he says, the words Dayu told him. I'll ride you. Tomorrow, hey, Whoosh laughs. Is that your name? I like it. He does not answer. He is thinking about how to get a ride on this bike. Joseph decides to give Whoosh something of great value. In exchange for a ride, he draws a lion, sleek and fast. In the morning, he tucks it between the spokes of the small red bicycle. Then he watches. His turn is coming. Whoosh blasts down the stairs, spots the paper, and unrolls the lion. Joseph comes to claim his ride. Okay, she says. She flings her arms wide. We can be friends. Friends? Joseph is surprised. Whoosh gets on the bike, throws him a smile, waves the lion in the wind. I gave you the lion for a ride on, Joseph begins. Whoop, she's gone. He did not even get to touch the bike. Tomorrow, hey, Joseph says as he slowly walks to school. Joseph watches at the window. A new smell he likes, pizza, wafts through the screen. He hears the basketball bounce on the blacktop. Boys are shooting hoops by streetlight. His mind, though, returns to the small red bike. The next day, Joseph waits in the bike's parking space, his bandana on his hand. Whoosh slides down the railing. Please, I want to ride the bike, he says. You may wear this. It holds your hair in the wind. I like my hair free, Whoosh says. Besides, my bike is broke. A tree hit it. Broke, he says. Want to see? Joseph follows her to a tool shed. His mouth is an O of wonder at so many tools. The bike is twisted and bent. His heart is racing. He has seen bikes worse than this. His hands itch to pick up a tool. I have fixed bikes, he says. He looks at Whoosh. She shrugs. He picks up a wrench, remembers how to loosen a bolt, holds tight to the handlebars, gives them a tug so they face forward. It is beautiful, this bike, the seat, the pedals, the spokes. He straightens the fender, presses the pump on the valve, pushes air in the tire. With his bandana, he shines the bike's red body. Oh, Whoosh sings, you fixed it. Joseph's chest sparks with pride. Want to ride? She asks. He grabs the handlebars, wheels the bike out. It's happening. He sweeps his leg over the seat. His foot finds the pedal as he rolls fast down a slope. He swerves to avoid a tree. The bike dumps him. Those trees, Whoosh says. Joseph gets up, mortified. He doesn't know how to ride a bike. He swings his leg over the top again, pushes the pedal down, falls, gets back on, crashes again and again. Then he is pedaling. He makes it as far as the sidewalk. Then he balances all the way down the slope. Now he feels the rhythm of the bike. He leans back and laughs. This is how Dayu must have felt when he rode his bike in the camp. He sees Whoosh jumping up and down. I'm riding, Whoosh, he shouts. You call me Whoosh? She shouts back. Not as funny as tomorrow, hey. You call me tomorrow, hey? This makes Joseph laugh so hard, he and the bike tumble over with his laughing. And then Whoosh falls down laughing too. I rode the bike, he shouts. A smile lights his face. The bike! He jumps up, lifts it, brushes leaves off the seat and the fender. Then tomorrow, hey, and Whoosh take turns riding till the round moon rises above. The end. That is Joseph's Big Ride.
I hope you all enjoyed that last book, Joseph's Big Ride. Let me get this situated. Our next book is called Sally Jean, the Bicycle Queen. All right. So Sally Jean, the Bicycle Queen, and it is by Carrie Best, and pictures are by Christine Davenier. Sally Jean, the Bicycle Queen. All right. When Sally Jean Sprocket was 1 year old, she sat in a seat on Mama's bike and watched the world go by. Flowers, trees, pigeons and kites, helicopters and clouds, and the round of Mama's back. Hi, she said to the big kids on their bikes. When Sally Jean turned 2, Granny got her a tricycle with streamers that swished and a horn that went, She watched ants and spiders, caterpillars and bees, and 2 blue knees that pumped up and down. Hi, she said to the big kids on their bikes. Then she turned 4, and Papa found her yard sale bike with 2 small wheels that hugged the ground. Sally Jean watched baby carriages, lawnmowers, squirrels, and poodles, and pedals with reflectors that went round and round. Hi, she said to the big kids on their bikes. When she was 5, the little wheels came off and Mama held on while Sally Jean wobbled. Then learned to pedal fast. Soon Mama let go and Sally Jean was off. Wait for me, she called to the big kids on their bikes. Sally Jean practiced going uphill. She practiced coming down. She zoomed across fields and boomed over bridges, cut sharp corners and skidded when she stopped. Her fingers knew their places on the handlebars, and her feet fit the pedals like two snapped together blocks. Sally Jean and her bike became such good friends that she named it Flash. I can't just call you Bike, she said, and she sang, I'm a plane, I'm a train, I'm a girl up on a horse. I'm Sally Jean, the bicycle queen, and my bike is Flash, of course. That's a dope song. Then she was 6, and Flash's seat needed raising. Mama showed her what to do with a push and a pull and a hit of her hammer. You're growing like a dandelion in the spring, she said to Sally Jean. As Sally Jean watched, and soon Sally Jean was singing, I can pop a wheelie, I can touch the sky, I can pedal backwards, I can really fly. I'm Sally Jean, the bicycle queen, just me, myself, and I. When Sally Jean turned 7, the handlebars needed raising. Papa showed her what to do with the left and right twist of his wrench. Sally Jean liked the way that she and Flash got bigger together. Sally Jean sang while she watched the wheels. She sang when she shined the spokes. Sally Jean was so busy singing that she never noticed how big she was growing. By the time she turned 8, her knees bumped the handlebars and her shoes scraped the ground. She had to walk Flash up the hill for the very first time. Sally Jean tried to raise the seat. She tried to raise the handlebars, but there was no more room for raising. What do I do now? She asked. You can ride my bike when I'm at trumpet lessons, said Stanley. You can sit while I pedal, said Andrew the giant. You can pedal while I sit, said Murray. No thanks, Sally Jean said. A bicycle queen needs to have her own bike. I agreed. Sally Jean tried skating places, but she always failed. She hopped and she skipped and she jumped and she ran, but nothing felt quite as good as riding. I just have to get another bike, she said. I wish I could help, said Papa, who needed new eyeglasses. Wait till next year, said Mama, who had to pay the dentist. But Sally Jean couldn't wait. What do I do now? She asked. Her neighbor, Mr. Meadow, had an idea. I could sure use your help in my yard, and I do have a lot of things you might like for your bike. So every day after school, Sally Jean helped Mr. Meadow organize his junk. And when she was finished, she chose a basket, a light, and a can of sparkling paint. But as she sat on the steps of her front house and watched the little kids and big kids of all kinds and all kinds of bikes, Sally Jean wondered how she would ever get a bike of her own. What do I do now? She asked. Fix my flat, said Murray. I can do that, said Sally Jean. Then she thought about what else she could do. The very next day, Sally Jean put up a sign. Pedal pushers everywhere. Have fun. Learn to fix your own bike. Reasonable rates, Sally Jean, the BQ. And before long, she was in business. But by the end of the summer, she'd earned only enough money for 2 measly tires. What do I do now? Sally Jean wondered. She sat in a tree and looked around and saw blue jays and sparrows, woodpeckers and crows, and some rusty old wheels she'd never noticed before. She saw buses and trucks, motorcycles and cars, and some dusty old pedals she couldn't ignore. The bicycle queen has an idea, she said, jumping up and down. But Sally Jean's heart sank and she spun as she spun the floppy pedals and felt the dried out tires. She sat there for a long time, and then she started singing. I cycle, you cycle, recycle, junk. That's my girl, said Mr. Metal with a big smile. Her friends didn't smile when they saw that what she was carrying. That thing's ready for the dump, said Stanley. What a hunk of junk, said Andrew the Giant. It's all broken up, said Murray. But Sally Jean said, have no fear, the bicycle queen is here. First, everything looked hopeless, but Sally Jean rolled up her sleeves anyway and got to work. And every afternoon after that, she worked a little more, and a little more, and a little more, until she finally had a bike. Sally Jean gave her new bike a name, Lightning. I can't just call you Bike, she said. Something didn't feel right.
Do I have eggs? I don't.
Until Sally Jean figured out what it was. And fixed that too. I'm a plane, I'm a train, I'm a boy up on a horse. I'm Murray Bean, the bicycle king, and my bike is Flash, of course. She gave Murray her bike. At last, Sally Jean felt like singing again. I can ride and whistle. I can fix a flat. I can race a bird. I'm faster than a cat. Sally Jean, the bicycle queen. What do you think of that? The end. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much, Sean and Alicia. That was so great. As an aspiring bike mechanic myself, I really appreciated these books. So thank you, everyone. I put some links just in the chat right now. Please visit them before you sign off. Just open them up. Some more resources from Safe Routes to School with a lot of great materials for learning, for distance learning. Also, all of our YouTube videos and including these story times are up online. And then please consider making a contribution to TransForm. Like a lot of other nonprofits, we're certainly feeling a lot of a pinch, and consider giving what you would have if you were going to an event or a fundraiser. And with that, thank you so much again for coming. And we'll all say goodbye for now. Thanks again, Sean and Alicia. Yay! All right, Camila did a costume change. She's ready for the day. Thank you again, y'all.
Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Leilani.
Bye, Leilani.
Bye.
Bye, Mateo.
Bye, Mateo.
Say bye-bye.
Papi,
Bye.
vamos a que te seguro en ti.
Okay. Mwah. Mwah. Bye.